Ciao, what's up everybody? This is the Greek place. I haven't eaten here yet. But I just ate at a taco place. I think it's Bay Area tacos. It was alright. So yeah, we're gonna do another little walking tour. We're in the last few days here. I think we're in like a little expat area. I came to film the taco place, but he was out of chips, he was out of pork. So I figured better not to film that one. So yeah, we're in the last few days. We're gonna talk about like kind of my final thoughts of Cambodia and the not so much similarities to Vietnam, but just the final thoughts of what I think, as I've been in Cambodia for 2 weeks now. Had a pretty lovely time. Can't find any fault really in it too much. It's a pretty fun place to be. There's lots of stuff to do. Like I said before, the party scene's pretty low on the weekdays. It's more hanging with your mates, you know, doing stuff like that, than it is like going out to the bars and stuff, I'm sure. Oh, so this is the guy from, wow, all the taco places are next to each other. So this guy's pretty popular too for his. He's from Long Beach, and he does a Cali burrito. The burrito I had was just actually really good. I'd go like 8-0 on it. It's just no chips and salsa at a Mexican place is that's a no-go for me. But yeah, I think Cambodia is really good. If you need to spend a month somewhere before you go to Vietnam, and now it's less than that, 2 weeks. If you want to just get over to Southeast Asia and be ready to jump over to Vietnam and take the bus cheaply over to Vietnam instead of having to book another $150 flight, I would say come and park yourself in Cambodia. The only big problem they have here, and I'll include some of that footage maybe now. It's a little windy, but I want to go over the PCR test for when you have to leave. It is a complete shit show. It is the worst place I've ever taken a PCR. All the sites are the same. Staff's rude. Takes a long time. If you're gonna come to this Olympiad one, it's 130. You can get them for as cheap as 80, but they're booked like 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead of time for the cheap ones. And you want to get here at about 12:50. It opens at 1 to 1:30 sometimes. You want to have your paperwork filled out before you go in, and you got to kind of be pushy and aggressive, or they'll just leave you to the side and you'll be here for hours. I managed to get it done in 20 minutes, so let's see how this goes. But yeah, it's kind of a joke, the PCR test here. It's very poorly done. There could be cross-contamination. I mean, it's just not a good process that they have here for it. So that is one of the caveats when you travel to Cambodia, is their absolutely shitty PCR test system. It is one of the worst, if not the worst, that I've ever experienced. So, and it's 130 bucks. I don't know where they're coming up with 130 bucks, but definitely a rip-off to most tourists for sure. Is that the PCR test here is a complete racket. It is a total rip-off. They're completely rude. It takes hours for some reason. Instead of a process that should take 2 minutes, they draw it out to 2 hours. A lot of people are getting positive results and then going back a second time and magically having a negative result, even sometimes a day later. It's a total scam racket they've got going on here, and they're just kind of raping tourist money out of their pocket. If you go and look at the reviews of like the 5 places that do, there's only 5 places that do PCR tests, by the way, too, in like the entire city. Some of them report directly to the government, some of them don't. There's one place that's $80. This place looks interesting too. So we're in like a Western food expat area, I'm assuming. But there's one that's $80, but you have to book it 2 to 4 weeks ahead of time. The lady takes 2 days to reply to an email. It's called Pasture. I've yet to meet anyone that's actually gotten a test there because it's always so full. The one I use is Olympia Medical Center, which is a total racket too. You know, when I was taking my PCR test there yesterday, they usually open at 1. So you get there, you line up at like 12:40. You fill out your little paperwork thing. But yesterday, the doctor decided he was going to need, why they need a doctor at a testing site. This is just what the guy told us as to why they were late. So we had to wait an extra 45 minutes at the door just for them to open while the doctor was eating, supposedly. And they just treat you like complete shit. They treat you like a cattle. It's the most cold, brutal process ever. And it costs just way too much money. 130 bucks for a PCR test. It's just ridiculous. And the whole PCR test thing is pretty ridiculous on its own. We've got to end all this testing. We've got to just completely get rid of all this stuff altogether. You're vaccinated, take a rapid test, Bob's your uncle. The whole PCR scam racket. But thankfully, if you do come here and park yourself for, you know, the 15, 20 more days that's going to take for Vietnam to get open, Vietnam's just going to take a rapid test when they open on March 15th. That's already laid out in the rule guidebook. So that's really, really good news. You know, these PCR tests are a complete joke. All the testing is just a complete joke, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a big, big racket here. If you look at any of the reviews, people say the same shit I do. Tested positive, went back, spent another 130. Then I was magically negative. Seems to be happening quite a few times in the reviews and from people I've even talked to. I met a couple in the same situation, which I found entertaining. So like the most popular bike here is the MSX. There's one right here. There are MSXs everywhere. I don't know which way to go. Walk friendly? I think we go left. Yeah, but the MSX, that'd be your best bet. If you are gonna stay here for a while and you want a nice, reliable bike that's good for this kind of traffic, get you a MSX. I have one. That's a Honda Gram. Me and the wife have one back in Saigon. That's all I drive around anymore. I rarely drive my big bike anymore. It's all just about the MSX, the Gram. It's so easy to drive in this style of traffic. This is like a pretty dirty part of town. As you can see, it gets really grimy in some areas of Phnom Penh. They're just like behind. They're like 10, 20 years behind Saigon. I could stay here for a few months, maybe 6 months if you really... I would not want to live here though. You know, I'll still stick with my score. It's like a 7.9, 7.7. I'd rather be in Saigon. We got a lot of good content here. We did 50 something videos. You know, the people are nice. The street food's very similar to Vietnamese street food. It's just a little blander, not as tasty. The soup is okay. It's not as good as soups, you know, and it always gives me a stomach problem. Any of the street food here, no matter where, no matter if it's a popular restaurant, any Khmer food, it wrecks me. There's this like sewage river that goes all down here and like people live by it and stuff. I'm telling you, you don't want to be smelling what I'm smelling right now. It just smells like shit. It's not an attractive thing. I don't know the idea behind that, but they really tend to keep BKK1 really clean. That's why I prefer staying in BKK1. I'll take BKK1 over almost any area that I've been to. This area we're at here now though is where all the like English restaurants are. There's the address if you want to know the area. People always ask me to put an address. I can't read Khmer, so I don't know what to tell you. We'll try to find an English one up here. But the people are super nice. Like, it is kind of cool that there's a lot of expats here if you're into that sort of thing. There's another place. I'm trying to get your address, but it's all in Khmer. Khmer. Yeah, I don't know what that says. Just if you want to know what area I'm walking around, Bay Area tacos. There you go. So yeah, it's like 3 p.m. I had my one meal for the day. I had a half a burrito because I can't eat a full burrito. And the half burrito made me super full. So that'll be my one intake of food for the day. If I do something carb heavy, I do at like 3. And then if it's just a meat and veg, I'll eat at 6. So I'm still doing 1 meal a day. I actually did a 3-day fast here in the beginning of the week and didn't eat for 3 days, which went fine. Now there is a lot of tasty Western style food here, man, and Asian style food. There's a lot of good Korean restaurants. My Korean friend wants to go to Korean barbecue tonight, but he messaged me after I already ate, so like there's no way I'll be able to eat Korean barbecue later. Like, I'm just way too full. And Korean barbecue, you gotta be hungry, man, or you're wasting money. Potentially, this should be my last night here. It's Friday night. Depending on what the old PCR test has to say. I think we go down here. We'll give it a go down here. I'll show you the lovely sewage river that is so freaking dirty. Looks like India dirty. Not a good looking sight. Go around the Highlander, backing out. This guy's got key fobs. You know, major differences are there is a lot of cars here, and it causes traffic issues. Traffic is not as free flowing as it is in Vietnam. Vietnam, traffic's always moving. Here there's rush hours, there's just times of the day where you're stuck in traffic because it's so many cars and tuk-tuks. There's not that many all kids are thieves. No, I'm joking. So this kid was just taking a piss. Now I gotta edit this video 10 minutes in. Peeing right on the street. That's kind of interesting. Don't know if I would potentially do that, but yeah, since all the tuk-tuks and cars, there is just way more traffic. It doesn't work very well. I guess that's a Vietnam thing that you can kind of find it annoying as a foreigner, but then as you go to other places and see how traffic's done, and when cars and tuk-tuks mix in, it's not as good. But yeah, there's a ton of good food here. Like, I would say there's better Western cuisine than I've found in Saigon here. There's some good places in Saigon. I mean, we've seen all the videos I've shot there, but it looks very much similar too. I mean, you've got the same kind of tile sidewalk, garbage in little bags, all that stuff. They actually have garbage trucks here though, and the Toyota Prius is the king. There's more Toyota Priuses than anything. Toyota Prius is life here. Like, everyone has a Toyota Prius. An old Corolla, a 90 something Corolla, 99, 98, 97. A lot of money cars. There's a lot of AMG, G-Wagons, a lot of Ferraris, a lot of Lamborghinis, a lot of super high-end sports cars. I guess there's a lot of like rich royal money here, and then a lot of Chinese, of course. There are a lot of Chinese people here too. I've met a considerable amount of Chinese people, and they've all been pretty nice. It's a case-by-case study, like it is with anyone from any country. You just can't generalize and say, you know, one group of people suck. That's just not how it works. It's case by case. It's very walkable. The city is extremely walkable. I still walk everywhere. I'll take the tuk-tuk at night with my friends because they don't like to walk 45 minutes to places. That's fine. And like I said, if you want to hang out and meet people, just go to Wonders Hostel on Riverside. Great place. I personally would not stay at Riverside as the places are all older and not that nice, and it's a little overpriced for what it is. I like BKK because it's all new, it's built up, it's comfortable. You know, the hotel I'm at now, I've been there like a week. It's awesome. That video just came out today. Fantastic hotel. Can't beat it. They do have monthly rentals at that hotel. I would reach out to them and see what it costs. But I mean, even if that place was 500, 550, 600 a month, no big deal. It'd be worth it. What do we got here? They got Aeon Express convenience stores here, which are really good, really affordable. A bottle of soju is like $1.20 here, instead of how it's like $4 in Vietnam. Roughly $3 in Vietnam. So it's about half the price here of like real good Jinro soju. We're all gonna go out tonight and do a big party for my last night out. There's Mazda over here. Depending on what my test results are, of course. They do lemonade here, just like Vietnam. There's no ice. None of them have ice, and they put it in a bottle. And you're supposed to drink it like lukewarm. It's very weird. The Audi dealer over here. There's Mazda over here. Cars have to be cheaper here because there's just so many of them. Is everybody rich? I mean, there's just way more cars here than Vietnam. I still haven't seen a Tesla yet. Alright, these people beg for money. Yeah. There's a lot more money beggars here instead of, I don't think there's a lottery system. I haven't seen any lottery vendors. Just like my bike. It's a Honda CBR 150. I don't know which way to go. It's good to go for a nice walk after a meal. It's good for exercise. I have no idea which way to go. I'm just guessing. Let's go down to the right. So I'm excited to get home. Things I miss about home, my wife. And I miss Vietnam. I have to do a 3-day quarantine at my house when I get back, which is no biggie. You can now take the bus back to Vietnam as well. I've heard some people have had to pay a bribe, some people haven't at the border. I don't feel like taking a 6-hour bus, so I'm just gonna take a flight. Flight's not crazy expensive, so. I mean, I think we did what we needed to do here. We really saw that it's a viable, fun place to come to. You want to get to if you want to get to Asia while Vietnam opens up or other places, this is a good place to park at. Now that they'll do the rapid test, that's better too. Once they get rid of the PCR, it'll make things a whole hell of a lot easier. Their PCR process here is just complete and total trash. It's not viable in any kind of fashion. It's a complete money grab. You can tell, it feels that way. You know, it's super unorganized. It's people cutting everywhere. I noticed Khmer have the same thing that Viets do. They definitely will cut at any chance given to cut front of the line. Very hardcore. So if you do go to a testing site, you have to be very aggressive about your position. Stand right by the door as it opens. Try to be the first one in. And you won't be waiting for hours. Maybe just an hour and a half. Sometimes people go in and get it in 5 minutes. I mean, which that's just pure luck of the draw. Like I said, there's just a lack of caring about it. They want their 130, and if you gotta wait 2 hours, sit on a little plastic chair while people cut in front of you, they don't care. It's just a shame that they're doing that. It really it gives you a bad taste in your mouth when you're exiting Cambodia. They just seriously need to hurry up and get rid of it. Stuff is just, yeah, it gives you a bad taste, man. Go and look at reviews of review sites, PCR test sites in Phnom Penh. they're really bad. People are just dragging them through the ringer like I am. Cambodia Bank. There's a lot of Belt and Road money here though. You know, I've kind of find it curious that you can really only pull out $100 brand new, crisp $100 USD bills from an ATM. I mean, that's literally all you can really pull out. It kind of slightly makes me think that they're doing some kind of money laundering here. I mean, this is just speculation. I don't know. But it's just highly weird that the only money you can pull out of an ATM is a crisp, brand new $100 bill. I mean, you take with that what you want. With what you want. They got a Ford dealer over here. There's lots of Raptors here. Big Raptors, not the baby Raptor, Ranger Raptor. Actual F-150 Raptors. You can get any car here. There's not a car that I haven't seen here besides a Fiat. Yeah, I think Fiat's the only car I haven't really seen here. Pretty much every other car. For some reason, Prius is king by like a very, very large shot. So yeah, in closing, I think it's a bit more expensive here. If you want a nice hotel, you're not gonna really get one under 38, 35 bucks. Probably that last hotel I stayed at is your best bet. You're gonna be here for 2 or 3 weeks. That is a phenomenal hotel. Customer service is great. Rooms are brand new. It's all brand new, remodeled, all extremely comfortable. Somebody's dog running around. I don't think they eat dog here. I don't think dog theft is as popular. One of the locals was telling me it wasn't as popular. People are very nice here too. They tend to speak more English, so it's easier to hang out with a local because they know English. So it's easier to, you know, go out drinking with a local. Everybody I've met has been super nice. I have not met, the only shitty people I've met are white people from other countries. Go figure, right? I met a few Karens and Chads, like extreme Karens and Chads. And that's just, you know, that comes with the turf, man. The way the world is right now. We got no sidewalk here right now. Literal no sidewalk. Maybe they're redoing this part, sewage, I don't know. But yeah, I would say Cambodia, come check it out. I think you need 2 weeks maximum if you're just coming as a tourist. You know, everyone says to go to Siem Reap. I don't really care about temples. Once you've seen like 50 temples, you've kind of seen them all. That stuff doesn't give me like a travel boner. It never really has. I'm not that kind of travel guy. I like castles and stuff, but like, even that, when you see a few castles, kind of seeing castles. So like if you're into that stuff, go to Siem Reap, Angkor Wat, all that stuff. The only place that I wish I went was Kampot, and to the proper island that some other guy screwed me over on, which is neither here nor there, no big deal. But yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed our little talk about Cambodia. I will be back in Vietnam soon. There will be shit tons of Vietnam content. I'm gonna try to film 8 videos today. So when I get back from my 3-day quarantine, I still got Cambo content coming out. So yeah, and the next video after this, which might actually come out before this, we're gonna talk about the visa situation here. It's very affordable, very easy to get. So they make the visa scenario very easy for you. So yeah. All right guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace out.